Hey, what's up, Cardfighters? BOTCG here, and I thought I would do like this last segment of my normal set review that I do once in every blue moon. I'm trying to keep up with it and trying to do the set reviews more often for every set. We'll see if we can get that to follow through or not, or if that's something that you guys would enjoy. If you guys don't like the little part segment and you would prefer it as one long format video, let me know, and I could just easily go back to doing that versus these little bite-sized videos. It just depends on what you guys like or not. But I thought it'd be nice, since I just got my Illusionless Strife cards, that we do this last segment of the video like IRL. So I'm going to be going over my STOICHEIA cards, and I'm going to be going over Lyrical, which I'm going to be really honest with you, I completely forgot that real Lyrical cards were in this set, besides the quintessential quintuplet cards. But yeah, like all the other videos, you're going to be able to listen to this auditorily. If you're like on the road or at work, you're not going to need to look at what's happening in the video itself. But let's go over the STOICHEIA cards first. We have Faded One of Taboo, Zorga Nadir. It has a Kant, Vanguard. When you would play a normal order, you could choose a normal order of a different grade from your bind zone and Alchemagic with it. Which is a little bit different than the normal Zorga, which I think basically the way this works is, as long as you have one copy of the order, basically you can as long as you can play an order from hand, you can Alchemagic forever with the extra copies in the bind zone, as long as it has a different name. Then it has Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Energy Blast 2, bind a normal order from drop, choose up to 2 cards from your drop zone, call them to rear guard, and they get 5k power until the end of turn for each normal order with different card name in your bind zone, and then at the end of the turn retire them. And then his divine skill is Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, Soul Blast 1, choose a column, stand all your rear guards in that column, and then at the end of the turn retire them. So basically the way that the new Zorga deck wants to play is, you basically, it's kind of like old school Great Nature. If you guys are, I sound very old when I say this, because Great Nature hasn't been a thing for a long time, but it's kind of like old school Great Nature, to whereas you want to stack a bunch of like death type effects, and then you'll on the same unit to get the most bang for your buck. So because Zorga is already calling stuff that is gonna get retired regardless, so use the same stuff you called for that divine skill, and it's essentially like you're using the skill pseudo for free. But yeah, we got 4 copies of that. We'll go on to the next card. This is a Zorga support card, Abomination of Impending Karma. This is a grade 2. It has auto when this unit is placed on rear guard, Energy Blast 4, bind a normal order from drop, and it gets 5 kits in a turn for each normal order of a different card name in your bind zone. And then it has auto drop zone. At the beginning of your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard with Zorga in its name and divine skill, and you did Alchemagic this turn, you may call this to rear guard. If you called this card and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, this gets +1 crit until the end of turn. Notably, this the secondary ability is stackable. It's not, there's nothing that's stopping you from doing this ability if you have like 2 in your drop zone to be able to get extra attacks with Zorga, which I know this is like, that's been something that essentially hasn't been really possible with Zorga for like a really long time, to be able to get extra attacks with it. So, the support in this set for Zorga, I'm not sure how well it stacks up against what's already like clearly defined as good / the best, which is Shiranui right now. But I gotta say, like, just reading these cards right now, the support seems very solid on its own. Next we have Battle Siren Elfridia. This is grade 1. It has, when it's placed on rear guard from hand, Energy Charge 2. And then at the beginning of your battle, it has auto rear guard. Beginning of your battle phase, you have a grade 3 or greater Tear Dragon Vanguard. Soul Blast 1, choose one of your units, gets auto Vanguard / rear guard when you see an attack. It gets 5 Ks in that battle until end of turn. So this is obviously a good ability to stack up with your restanders for Maelstrom and Flagberg. I don't know if this makes those types of strategies relevant enough, in my personal opinion. I think those decks kind of like need, like low-key, they need at least like 1 broken card to be relevant right now, just considering how powerful the current metagame is. Like taking Shiranui and like Luard as the best examples of like really disgusting decks right now. But the first ability, this ability might be something that is just generically good. The ability to energy charge 2. It's only when placed from hand, but still, that might be something in the future that STOICHEIA might need to run this card as a potential staple. Next card we got is Friendly Broccoli. This is a grade 2. It has auto and is placed on rearguard from hand. If you have a token unit on your rearguard, counterblast 1, draw a card. So this is obviously for token decks. And then it has continuous rearguard / guard. If you have a token on rearguard, it gets 5k power and 5k shield. So I'm not sure if Roroa and Roroa, the one promo plant lady, and the Wolf Lord, I forget his name right now. I'm not sure if those decks are still too counterblast heavy to be able to use a card like Broccoli to its best ability. I really wish it made a token by itself with like its first ability. I really wish like it was on place from hand, like from hand even. It would be nice, like make a token, but maybe that would be like too strong, I guess, or maybe too abusable. Oh, it could have been something like, if you have a token, CB1, draw a card, but if you don't have a token, make a token. But I'm not sure if the token decks are actually going to be able to use a card like this, but you know, maybe if they do get that warranted counter charge, or maybe if they don't counterblast as much as they used to, a card like this would be something that's warranted. Just extra shield value and card draw attached to the same card is very nice. Next we have Vlaneho Soldat Grigoli. It has auto and is placed on rearguard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sardi on its card name, Soul Blast 2, choose a card of Vlaneho and its different name from this unit, and grade less than or equal to your Vanguard from drop zone, call it to rearguard. And then it has continuous rearguard. During your turn, if you have 3 or more Vlaneho in their card names, this unit gets boost and plus 5k power. So it's a 15k booster, and it resurrects any other Vlaneho unit from your drop zone. This is just something that the deck was really lacking. More Vlaneho names and more graveyard recursion. So this is something that I have been really looking forward to from this set. Next card we have is Fairy of Flower Nectar Courier. This is a grade 1. It has auto when it's placed on rearguard from hand. If you do not play an order this turn, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 order card without regardless piece, discard it, and it gets Caunt. This card can be played from the drop zone, but when you put into the drop zone it's being played, put on the bottom of the deck instead to the end of the turn. I'm not sure if this card is relevant or not in Zorga or any of the other order builds for STOICHEIA, since STOICHEIA naturally, just because it has more order utility and it's more focused on orders, I'm not sure if this would be more of a staple in STOICHEIA decks or not. Let me know what you guys think down below. Next card we have Fairy of Condolence Trudeless. It has the ability, when this unit is boosted, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Zorg in its name, or no, when this unit, during the battle this unit boosted. So it's a 13k booster by itself. And it has auto rearguard. When you boosted grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Zorg in its name, it gets 2k power to that battle. If your opponent's zone has 2 or more normals with different card names, choose one of your rearguards, it gets 10k power to the end of that until the end of that turn, and then retire it. Again, this is another one of those pseudo death effects that you just want to stack it up on 1 or 2 units, preferably the units that you're calling off of Zorg and Nadir regardless, just because they're going to get retired regardless, just so you can get the most bang for your buck. Next card we have is Clutch of Grudge Toxin. This is a grade 3 normal order. Play this if you have a Vanguard with Zorga and a Divine skill. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets auto Vanguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard. Cost, retire a rearguard. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and this unit gets 10k to the end of that battle until end of turn. This is it's interesting. It gives Zorg and Nadir spot removal, but so far with the current selection of cards, I really haven't seen where, outside of like resurrecting those 2 units from the drop zone, where is Zorg and Nadir getting their card advantage from. That's something that I have been noticing right now. Next card is Vlaneho Soldat Sicardia. It has Auto rearguard. At the end of your turn, if you have 5 more units of Linneo in its card name, cost Counterblast 1, put this unit on the bottom of the deck, choose up to 2 Blitzers from your drop, and put them to hand. I'm not sure if you run this at 4 or not, but I feel like this would be like a really nice 2 of, or maybe even a 1 of if you want to go that low on it. But again, more recursion from the drop zone was just something that this deck was very much lacking, and the fact that it's in archetype recursion is really nice, just because the Linneo deck is naturally very xenophobic. Next card we have is Bold Brave Shooter. It's a grade 2, con to rearguard during your turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard or Flagberg in its name, this unit gets boost and auto rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attack their boost cost. Put this into soul, choose your units, gets 5k to the end of turn. Again, like at this point, the Tear Dragon archetypes like Flagberg and Maelstrom, low-key, I just feel like they need something broken, like some broken form of card advantage, or like some broken form of like deck, like multi-attack enablers or something. Like they need something that pushes them over the top. And the fact that this doesn't even draw you a card, like the soul is really nice for the deck, but it's just they need more than this. Like the support is okay, but they need something more on top of what this already is, in my personal opinion. Next card we have Inspiring Archer Elena. Hold on a sec. I got it also pulled up on my laptop too. Inspiring Archer Elena, this is a grade 1 continuous rearguard. During your turn, if you do not have another rearguard with the same card name as this unit, all your grade 0 rearguards get 5k power. So again, this is for the token decks. I'm not sure how usable this would be. Just generally the token decks boards, from my previous play experience, generally are very clogged, especially the Roroa deck. The Roroa deck generally is eating and then vomiting out a new board every turn. So I'm not sure how well this would work in a deck like that, or if this is more for the other 2 token strategies. Next card we have is a order card. This is a grade 3 blitz order, Sure Kill Seed Machine Gun. It's Counterblast 1. Choose your units being attacked and it gets 10k to end that battle. Choose one of your Vanguards, it gets auto Vanguard. When your opponent's front row unit stand, or your opponent's unit is placed on the front row rear guard, this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn. I could see this being played as like a techie 1-of in Linneo, but it's something that's potentially very hard to use just because it is CB1. Next card we got is Fill the Skies, O Brand of Corpses. Play this if you have a Vanguard of Zorga in its name and Divine Skill. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets Cont. All your rear guards placed from drop zone this turn get +5 until the end of turn. Again, I see there's a lot of inversely versus Great Nature, where Great Nature was stacking power and letting you be able to draw cards. This is just letting you stack power, and like the quote-unquote drawback is these are units that are going to be retired at the end of the turn, which is, it's a fine strategy. I'm just not a particularly big fan because where's the card advantage? I don't know if you can use old Zorga support to be able to fill the cracks with your quote-unquote card advantage, but I do see that as a potential problem for the Zorga deck. Next we have Linneo Familia Pergili. This is a grade 3. It has auto rearguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Sardin's name, Counterblast 1, choose your opponent's rearguards into your opponent's next turn. That unit can't intercept and it cannot stand. It gives a stun effect to Lasardia. I don't believe that this effect is necessarily necessary, and it is Counterblast heavy, and there's a lot of cards on Lasardia that do want to Counterblast, so I'm not sure if this is a card that would even see play. But, you know, it's another Linneo unit, which is of note. Next card we have is Knight of Patience Lewis. This is a grade 2. It has auto rearguard when this unit attacks. Cost Energy Blast 3. Choose an order from your drop zone, put it into your hand. Energy Blast 3 low-key seems like a lot, so I'm not sure how usable this is, or how much space like quote-unquote STOICHEIA decks would have for a card like this and like the Energy Charger grade 1 to be able to like quote-unquote reap the benefits. But a card like that certainly has potential. Oh, never mind. I misread it. It has to hit. It has to hit, man. Oh, man. It's so much potential, bro. Lost. Next is Foot Strike of Twin Horn Staggin. This is a grade 2 8K. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard from drop, cost Energy Blast 3. And it gets 15k to the end of turn. So this is a card that you can use ideally in Zorga, but you already have like really costly Energy Blast skills. So I don't think you'll be able to use this as heavy-handedly as you like, unless you're also running the energy boosting grade 1. But there's potential other recursion decks that could play that. We have the grade 2 of the ride line for Zorga Nadir, Split the Preordained. It has auto when this unit is rode upon by a unit with Zorga in its card name and divine skill. Choose up to 1 normal order from your drop, put it into your hand, and then it has Kant rear guard. If played in order this turn, it gets 5k. Next we have the grade 1 of the ride line, Abyss Fishing. When this unit is rode upon by Split the Preordained, cost Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose 1 unit card and up to 1 normal order card each, reveal them, put the revealed normal order in your hand, and discard the revealed unit card. So this is just basically like an in-archetype way to like feed your graveyard. I know there's a really good triple rare grade 1 that's like it's like top 5 or like top 10 to foolish a card from your graveyard into your graveyard, but this is like an in-archetype way to do that. Next we have Grovel Dragon. It's a grade 1, has the effect, at the end of battle this unit boosted. If your unit was placed on rear guard by your Vanguard's ability this turn, cost Counterblast 1 to retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 or greater card of Christianos' name from your soul or drop, put it on the bottom. If you chose a card, draw a card. So this is the only one out of all the new grade 3 recyclers for the trial deck bosses that legitimately every time lets you draw a card. The only downside is it counterblasts, so I'm not sure how heavy the Christianos deck is with counterblast, but this legitimately replaces itself and recycles Christianos. So like, no matter if Christianos is the best or worst one out of all the trial deck bosses, it got the best of the grade 1 recyclers, in my opinion, of course. Then we have the grade 0 for Zorga Nadir, and then we're moving on to the Quintessisters and the Quintuplet cards. So the grade 3 is when this unit is placed on a Vanguard, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 Quintuplets from among them, reveal them, choose a card from among the revealed cards, put into your hand, and put the rest into your memory. Then it has continuous during your turn. If your memory has 6 or more quintuplets different names, all your front row quintuplet rear guards get plus 2k for each card in your drop zone. So this is another graveyard deck. And then it has auto Vanguard once per turn. At the end of this unit attack, Counterblast 1, stand this unit, and it gets drive -2 until the end of turn. So this is a restanding Vanguard on top of everything else it already does. Next we have Fleeting Love Affair, Iseki Nanako. This is a grade 2 auto rear guard. When the quintessential quintuplets Iseki Nanako, your Vanguard stand by your card's ability. Counterblast 1, put a quintuplet from your drop zone on the bottom of your deck. Choose a quintuplet and it gets 10k power at the end of the turn. If your memory has 5 or more cards with different card names, it lets you draw a card in addition to its ability. And next we have Memories of School Festival for Iseki Nanako. This is a grade 3 order for this deck. It has choose up to 2 quintuplets, the same card name from your drop, put 1 on the bottom of your deck, put 1 into your memory, and then perform all the following. If you have quintuplets different card names, 3 or more quintuplets, draw a card, 5 or more counter charge, and then 7 or more, choose one of your Vanguards, gets +1 drive. So basically the way that this deck would be working is you're going to swing with triple drive first, and then you're going to restand with just 1 drive. This is one of that's one of the better orders, just because you can get card advantage off of it. And then we have the grade 1 of the ride line. When this is placed from riding the quintuplets, you get the memory crest, and then it has continuous guard. You have 3 or more quintuplets different card names, it gets 5k shield. I have grade 1 support card. When it's placed on rear guard during your main phase, if you have a quintuplets Vanguard, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 quintuplets from among them, put it into your memory and shuffle your deck. Then it's continuous rear guard. If your memory has 3 or more quintuplets different card names, it gets 2k static on both players' turns. Which all the support porting grade 1s and grade 2s in the ride lines are very much similar. It makes me wonder why they couldn't just condense the quintuplets into like their own thing. Maybe they didn't have enough cards. Maybe that's why they didn't try and condense them into their own thing. Or maybe like make them along. I know they're different from a Bang Dream, but maybe they would have had to make more triggers. But it just kind of like seems like they're copying and pasting the same card a bunch of times, and it kind of seems like it's wasting set space. We have the grade 2 of the ride line, Big Appetite. When this unit is written by the grade 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 quintuplet from among them, put it into your memory. And then it has auto rearguard once per turn. When your quintuplets Vanguard attacks, it gets 5k until the end turn. And if you have 5 or more quintuplets different card names in your memory, it gets 10k instead of 5k. We have the grade 0 starter, unless you draw for going second. And then we have the physical copy of the memory crest. It has Kant, you cannot write other cards in quintuplets, and your order zone is regarded as memory. When a card other than quintuplets will be put into your memory, put it into your drop zone. And it has act once per turn, cost Soul Blast 1. With the same number of cards from the top of your deck as your Vanguard grade, choose up to 1 quintuplet from among them, put it into your memory, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you chose a unit card, the same card name as a card from your memory, you may call it to rearguard instead of putting it into your memory. So this is actually a pretty good effect. That's actually a very good effect. So yeah, I guess with this added in addition to all the other memory generation you can perform, I would say probably like the one WinCon memory deck is more viable than I gave it credit for. All right, and we're done with STOICHEIA. Now we're gonna move on to Lyrical, because I honestly forgot Lyrical was in this set. So first card we got is Flamgam Regua. It has Act Vanguard once per turn, cost Soul Blast 1, search your Decorative Soul for up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Flamgam in its card name, call it to rearguard, and if you searched your deck, shuffle your deck. Then it has Auto Vanguard at the end of the battle this unit attacked. If you have 3 or more units with Flamgam instead of card names, cost Counterblast 1, choose a Flamgam Blue Cora from your soul, ride it as stand until end of turn. That unit loses all of its auto abilities and gets 2k power for every card in total in your and your opponent's damage zone. At the end of that turn, choose a Flamgam Regua from your soul or drop zone and ride it as rest. That's pretty cool. Next card we got is Loving Pink Franchette. Loving Pink Franchette, this is a grade 2. Auto Rearguard, when this unit is chosen by the effect of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Christian and its card. Oh, this is Christian support. Choosing your Vanguards gets 10k to the end of that turn. And then Auto Rearguard, when this unit attacks, you have 3 or more units with different card names. This unit gets 5k power to the end of that turn. If you have 4 more units with different card names, at the end of that battle, choose one of your other Rearguards and return it to hand. So this is Christian support. I know Christian does like a lot of like self-bouncing. I do know that it can only really multi-attack with the Divine Skill once, but outside of that, it just makes really fat columns. And it's like a pseudo Highlander deck. Next we have today's Selfie Freitas. This is a grade 1. It has continuous deck. If you have a Vanguard of Kyogre in its card name, when you would search or choose a magazine from your deck, you may search or choose this card. So this counts as a magazine while in deck. Then it has auto background unit in turn, cost retire this unit, choose a card with Kyogre in its card name or a magazine from your drop and put it into your hand. I don't know much about the magazine deck. I've only fought it a handful of times, but this is support for that deck. I don't really have much input here. I'm sorry, guys. Next, we have Spray Art Tesla. Hold on a second. Tesla? Spray Art Tesla, like the car. This is a grade 2. It has auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard other than by your unit card's ability, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent chooses one of their rearguards, returns it to your hand. If they return a card, your opponent chooses a card from the hand and puts it on the bottom of your deck. Oh, it's an interesting way of removing cards from your... That's an interesting way. That's a very interesting way. So it's like technically you're not retiring it. You're kind of like pseudo bot decking it, or you're bouncing a rear guard back to their hand and bot decking the worst card in their hand. Which, if you're up against the token strategy, this could be very good. If you're up against the token strategy. Next we have Active Lyrica Approach. This is a grade 1. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard, other by a unit card's ability. Cost canvas 1, choose a normal order from drop, and put it back into your hand. So I know there's a bunch of lyrical decks that do rely on a certain order or a specific set of orders, so I could see this potentially seeing play in those types of decks. Next we have Want to Behold That Profile Oprah. Ofra. I'm calling it as it is, guys. It's Oprah. This is a grade 1. It's the order searcher. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard from hand. If you're not playing any orders this turn, discard a card from your hand to Foolish in order without Regalis piece, and then you can play that order from the drop zone to the end of turn. But you have to bot deck it when it would go back to drop zone. So again, I do know there's quite a few lyrical decks that do rely on orders, but I'm not sure if these non-archetypal cards are going to be able to run them or not. Next, we have another grade 1, Divide to Blue Lysarkia. Divide to Blue Lysarkia. It has auto rearguard once per turn. If you have a Vanguard of Flamgam in its name, attacks, cost canvas 1, and put a card of Flamgam's card name on the bottom of your deck from drop. Draw a card. Choose all units Flamgam's card name to get 5k into the end of the turn. So it buffs your Flamgams, but it's not a Flamgam in itself. And it's really weird when Bushiroad does this, when they give you an archetypal card, but it's like not part of the archetype itself. It lets you draw a card, but I'm not sure if that's enough. Well, I think they're going to have to play this, but I'm not sure how much this matters or not. Next we have, I'm trying to go in set order here. Next we have is Overcoming Countless Defeats Amudica. This is a grade 2 card. It has auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose a card of Flamgam and its card name from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And then this is another card that's not Flamgam. What the heck, dude? This deck, oh man, like, and it's a searcher, dude. And it's a top 3 searcher. And then continuous rear guard for Vanguard of Flamegam's card name. This unit gets boost. Like, why doesn't this have Flamgam and it just says it can't search itself? I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. We have another grade 2 Treetop Diddy Ida. It has auto rear guard. When it boosts, costs Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your other rear guards, and it gets boosted until the end of turn. Interesting. I'm not sure if this would see much play outside of draft, but it's an interesting card. Next we have is another grade 2 Plenty Research Norma. It has auto when it's placed on rear guard, cost counterblast 1. Search your deck with the 1 magazine card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you played a magazine order this turn, it gets boost. So this is for the magazine Kyoka deck. And then the next card we have is Ballad of My Own Someday Sucka. This is a grade 1. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you don't have another rear guard with the same card name as this unit, perform one of the following. If you have 4 more units, cost Counterblast 1, draw a card, and then cost Energy Blast 3, it gets 10k to the end of the turn. So this lets you draw a card, perform one of the following. This lets you draw a card or let it become an 18k booster or attacker, as long as you don't have another copy of her on board. We have the grade 0 for the Flamgams. Grade 1 Flamgam. This is the ride line, but of course you're probably going to have to play this in the main deck at multiples. It has when it's used, wrote upon by a grade 2 Flamgam as card name. Choose a Flamgam Buryuka from your soul. Call that card to... Oh, it's the grade 0. The grade 0 is Buryuka. Okay. Call that card and this card to rear guard, and then you in turn put them in the soul. And it has auto rearguard at the end of the battle. This unit attacked. If you're Vanguard Flame Game with Byuka, retire this and countercharge 1. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, not attacked or boosted. And it doesn't gain any power, bro. Man, bro, like, I don't even, bro, I feel bad for this archetype, bro. Such injustice, man. The next one we have, hold on a second. Untarnished Gold Silver Elspert. This is a grade 3. It has auto rearguard at the beginning of your battle phase. You've played a magazine order this turn, put this into your soul, and draw a card. Choose one of your grade 2 or less units. It gets 5k into the end of the turn. I know that deck goes through soul, and it's draw and soul at the same time. It sucks that it's at the start of your battle phase, but I'm not sure how easily it is for that deck to fill up their board anyway. So, very interesting card for the magazine deck. Next we have a grade 2 Fly Up My Heart Person. Auto, when it's placed on guard, cost, put a card of Flam Game as card name from drop on the bottom of your deck. This unit gets shield plus 10k into the turn. I'm not sure if you're forced to run a card like this or not, but this does not seem too exciting to me. And then we have the grade 2 of the ride line, Flam Game Verte, but you're probably going to have to play multiples of this card as well. When it's ruled upon by the grade 3 card of Flam Game and its card name, if your soul has Flam Game LYRICAL, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand and put it on bottom of your deck. The ride line is actually not that bad. Auto rearguard at the beginning of battle, this unit attacked. If your Vanguard Flam Game LYRICAL, cost Soul Blast 1 to retire this unit. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So it has access to spot removal. I'm guessing the way this deck wants to play is you want to get rid of your Flame Game rearguards and then recycle them back to the deck, but I'm not sure if it has really good ways of doing that. Next card is Smart Cat Ovi. This is a grade 1. It has auto rearguard. When it boosts a rearguard, if you have 5 or more units, soul charge 1, and it gets 5k to the end of that battle. I'm not sure if Lyrical is hurting for soul that much, but it's an interesting card. We have grade 1, All Smiles, and a powerful dash, Delphina. This has auto rearguard battle boosted. If your rear was returned to hand this turn, cost Soul Blast 1 to retire this unit. Choose a grade 3 or greater card of Marlene and its card name from your soul or drop. Put it on the bottom of your deck, and if you chose a card, choose a card with the same card name as any of your grade 2 or greater units from drop, put it to hand. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is for Chris Train, or maybe this Marlene, but I feel like this is for Chris Train. I want to say this is for Chris Train. I could be wrong though. Again, I want to apologize, guys, because I don't know much about Lyrical. Next we have Flucky Arctic Wearer. This is a grade 1. It has auto, when this unit is put on guard from hand, if you have 1 or less rear guards, gets 10k shield in that battle. Again, I'm not sure if a card like this would see much play, considering how much better unit cards have to be nowadays. And then we have normal order, Call and Response. This is a grade 3. Play this, cost rest or rear guard. Look, top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, call it to rear guard, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in your order. I'm not sure if you would play this in the Flam Game deck. I'm not sure which deck this would be that you would play this with, but yeah, this is a card, man, bro. I kind of wish I didn't know Lyrical was in this set, man. But